can you introduce yourself and tell us about your website?
Sure. So, hi, I'm Pratham Srivastav. I'm currently an SD intern here, and so I built an app named Focus Flow, which is basically an assistance tool management app for those who have ADHD. This is just a tool which allows them to tackle their day-to-day struggles that they might face in their professional and personal life with having ADHD, because as it is, like, you will be aware how it is different and a bit difficult for neurodivergent people to stick to schedules and deadlines that are much more useful for neurotypical people than neurodivergent people.
Okay, that's a really unique idea. Can we see your website functioning in real time?
Sure. So as you can see, what we have here is the basic idea that I have here is setting a task and then creating micro deadlines, because ADHD people and neurodivergent people in general, they operate better when they have micro deadlines and a task and a light at the end of the tunnel, so to say. So which is why
Yeah.
I've decided you can define a goal, and if you don't have sub goals, the app will create it for you and like divide the task into a ratio of 0.67 uh, task per subtask, with a
Okay.
formula of like so 2 by 3 of every goal will be created, and every sub goal has to be completed in around 15 to 25 minutes. Obviously you will have a chance to change all of this when you further, and since it was building a full-fledged product, I've also added a pro version and stuff like that for further enhancements.
That's really
So,
great.
so the USP feature is the micro deadline manager, which I just explained, and then comes the hyper focus mode, which is the thing with ADHD people is once we enter a hyper focus mode, we don't like to be disturbed, and that is the time we are at our productivity, like productivity. So, which is why I've set that mode. So it is like a pause to all of the other modes and activities going on in the app. Then there are a couple
Okay.
other features like prophylactic prep to help with your day-to-day life, and an anti-HTML Pro feature, which is like to counter the short-term memory loss problem in ADHD.
So I can see that you have also added free and pro versions.
Yes.
So did you try adding a payment gateway in case someone wants to opt for the pro version and pay to get enrolled?
Yes, I did try to add that, and would have been successful had I gotten the necessary licenses for my application perhaps at the right time. But I think we were short for time on building that. But Aero was really easy to add
Okay.
gateways. And for example, I've synced the calendar in our prophylactic prep mode. So syncing of calendars was very easy. So I'm pretty sure a backend linking wouldn't have been a trouble using Aero.
Okay, that's great. So before this, have you had some experience building websites?
As a software engineering, like as a computer science student, yes, I've had built a couple of websites, but the pace at which I had built the website with Aero and just the ease of building even the whole backend and not just the front end was very phenomenal.
Okay, that brings me to my next question. How long did it take you to build this website?
So to build this, it just took me around a day and a half, maybe at best, because
Okay.
the initial structures, etc., were established in around 7 to 8 prompts, and then I went on further, just fine tuning and polishing the website with a few more prompts.
Okay, can you show us the Aero Builder interface where you developed this, and can you
Sh
walk us through your prompts? Yeah, it's visible.
so this is basically the whole prompt screen.
Okay.
So I had built an initial idea myself, but I decided to see what Aero builds for me in the first initial one. And what I had gotten from this was a quite detailed response, although there were a few changes, etc., and like color palette adjustments that I had to make myself.
So
So
as you just said that you were given the color palette, so did you ask it to ask for an input or it automatically asked you?
So initially, it did ask me by suggesting the color palette itself, which was given in the first prompt. But then I said what the type of vibe I would like with the app, and then it
Okay.
gave me more suggestions, and I then chose from one of the suggestions given by Aero.
Okay, that's great. Can you show us how many prompts it actually took you to bring this to the finished stage?
Okay, sure. So I think that's the first prompt. That's the choosing of color. So like 3 prompts, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think this is just error fixing 8. Yep, think roughly 10 prompts for the app and then just fixing runtime errors.
So these runtime errors were fixed easily, or were there some complications?
No, they were fixed quite easily. I just had to like it was also identified in the by the error builder itself, like where the error is. I just had to give a simple instruction to re-inspect and fix the error, and it was fixed quite easily. I think
Okay.
around with a whole of around 20 to 25 prompts with error fixing, I had built the app successfully.
Okay. So all these prompts were in pure English. There was no technical aspects to it.
No, no, they were in pure English. A few, the technical aspects of it were just how will I w want it, like the type of technology I would like to use was specified in a few prompts, as I know
Okay.
myself a thing or two about. But to be honest, it gives you your own suggestions even if you don't know technical terms.
So what was your the overall experience while using Aero Builder?
It was quite fun. Like it was very easy, like the ease of like and the flow of building an app, like the suggestions given by Aero and the idea that you want initially, like the understanding of Aero was very compulsive, I would say.
Okay. And any feature which, gave you the wow moment that this is amazing.
I would say the connection of like allowing the connection of Google Calendars, etc. Since I have enabled that and just the ease at which it did that, like it gave me a full guide through and just told me do X, do Y, which I think any non-technical person can do as well, and then just did it all itself.
Okay. That's great. So thank you for your time, Pratham. It was lovely talking to you.
Likewise. See you around.
Bye.
Bye.